You know, there are different people do different things with plates. There's no one way to do anything. Again, you can make a fairly... So, the main thing about plates is don't try and make them super thin. I know people want elegant and thin plates, but they tend to break. One of the biggest things that goes wrong with plates is they break down the center, they crack. So we want to not do that. Okay. The different thing about plates than regular projects is you want to compress the base again and again and again, and there are different ways to pull out the center. So let's start by centering, as usual. So we center as usual. I would still cone. Doesn't take for... I would still cone like that because that's good for your clay. Okay? And then again press down. And you should be centered. Whoops. It's really important you get it centered from the beginning because you can't really cut the edge very well. It's not like a bowl, you know, or a cylinder. You can trim the edge later. With a plate, you can, but it's hard. So you want to make sure you're nice and centered at the get-go. Pretty good. Okay. So you're going to open it the same way, or look at what my hand position here. This is one position for opening. You get your thumb in here and your other hand there, and you press in and pull out. That's a possibility for opening that some people do. Or we can go back to this position that we did before. We can do it with our sponge. We can do it with our fingers the way we've always done it. Because we're opening further than we've done before. So you want to think a little differently. It's important though that I'm pressing down. While I'm opening, I'm compressing. So I'm using my hands slightly differently. But they're always together. Eventually I get to the place where I'm using this part of my hand here. And I'm compressing with my knuckles and the bottom of my little finger. Or you could, if it's a big plate, you can use the whole of your hand like that. Different people do it different ways. So, but you have to use this flat of your hand some way, and you can press back, out, and back in, out, and back in. It's this compression here that keeps the plate, we hope, from splitting. Although they still, you know, a lot of them will split even by professional ceramicists. Okay, so I'm just compressing back and forth. Okay, and the plate makes itself this way. Now I'm going to slow down, lift up the ledge. Now there's a lot of designing you can do right here and decide how you want that to be. So you can go really fast. The thing is, you generally have to make more than you think you're going to need because they will tend to crack. Remember, you're going to need to cut 2 concentric foot rings so it doesn't slump in the kiln. One of the dangers too is this can tend to be higher than that. So you want to make sure that's really pushed down and that clay is pulled out. Some people do it with rib. You want a really slick surface. Put your rib in there. It has to be clean rib, of course. Whoops, that's the danger of the rib. I think we can fix it. If you want to make that design, again, it's a down pull. You pull in to make the finger design like that. There we go. That's what I was looking for. See, that's pretty, huh? Okay, so just finish up. Lift it. Lift over your finger if you want. Sponge it, smooth it, and then clean it with the number 7 tool. And you're pretty much done. I think it's a good idea to put water in here and string them when we're using the wooden badge. Just be really careful when you string it and that you don't see the clay ripple, and you should be okay. Okay?